Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Remember, we are discussing on operators in Java programming language. If this is your first time visiting on our channel, please give us a subscribe, like and share our videos. So in our previous video, we discussed on arithmetic operations and we have seen how arithmetic operation works. And in today's videos, we are going to look at how relational operation works. This relational operation is sometimes called comparative operations, and this is carried out in order to compare two or more given variables to see how they can be manipulated or how they can be able to carry it out the manipulations on these settings variables. So we are going to on both and then as well as exhibiting on our practical system using IDE, using Eclipse IDE. Please do not be left out. Don't skip this video. Get your exercise book close to you so that you can be jotting what we are doing and for onward exhibition. So remember, we have our public class as usual, public class, and then what's the name of our class should be rel, then up, then we have our curly braces here, then we also have our public static void main as usual, which is the interim main method or interim behavior of our system. Static void main, right? So we have a string, then we have args, right? So we have our curly braces again. So here we are going to have a two given variable going to be x and y, and each of these we are going to initialize them using integer data type, integer data types, and we are going to assign 3 here and we are going to assign 4 here. All right, so what we want to do next, we want to have the next variables that we are going to declare here is going to be a declaration using Boolean operations. The reason why we are declaring in such data types because the output, we are going to have a true or false, because we want to compare a given variable to be sure whether this one is greater than, this one is less than, this one is equal to, or whatsoever. So that's in essence, this is what we are trying to do in Java programming or in programming. If you're dealing with equality signs, you use this. Let's say we have mathematical representative and then we have programming representative of these operators. So we have equality sign here, here we have double equality sign, here we have greater than, here we have normal greater than, we have less than here, here also we have less than, we have greater than or equals to, here we have greater than or equals to, here we have less than or equals to, here we have less than or equals to. So this is how we do it in mathematical operation versus programming operations, right? So here we want to compare these given variables to be sure whether they are equal or not, they are less than or not, they are greater than or not. So we want to have a boolean of, let's have another data, another variable which is equals to, then we try to assign this value, right? We assign these values. Now x is equals to y, right? We are trying to compare these two. Is this x equals to y? Whatsoever the answer, it should be able to store it in a variable called a. Are we together? So the same thing here, we have boolean b is equals to x greater than y. So here also is going to compare these variables of x and y and store the answer into b variables. So definitely this is going to be false, this also is going to be false because x is less than y. So we have another one, boolean c is equals to, let's say x is less than y. So certainly this is going to return the value of true, right? Because if you compare this, x is less than, that's 3 is less than 4, right? So we have another one, d, which is equals to x greater than or equals to y. And this is also going to give you the same answer of this because it's almost the same thing. So we have another Boolean, e is equals to x less than or equals to y. So this is how this thing continue to give you. Then the last thing is you are going to have a printout. You have your system dot out dot print, that is the print functions that you are going to use in order to print this b, and then print for B, print for A, I mean print for B, print for C. This is how it will now continue to the last phase of this. So if you do understand this, please do not be skipped this video. Let's move to the system so that we will see how we can be able to utilize this code in order to come up with a reasonable outcome using our Eclipse ID. If you have another ID, don't be bored, you can still use that ID in order to achieve what we want to. The most important thing here is just to get the output of this information, have a free code of these relational operation. So as we have shown on the board, so we are going to move to the class. We create our class, and our class is going to be real op, that is relational operations. We select on the public static void main, then our name, our package name is not given, so we need to go back and check. Our package name used to be COS 201, and then with this we finish. So this we have already defined for us to have our relational operations activities. You see, as we have shown on the board, we first of all declared 2 to 3 variables, which we have int as we have x, right? Int x is equals to x is equals to 3, and then we have another int, or we might just decide to have them here. Int x is equals to 3, y is equals to 4, and we are done with this. So the next thing we are going to do is to declare the other Boolean operations we want. So we want to compare a given variables to see whether they are equals to, greater than, less than, or equals to, or less than. So in this, the output usually going to be in a Boolean operation. So the variable we are going to have is going to be in Boolean. We have Boolean, let's say a is equals to x. So please do not be panicked, equals to y. So what we have done here, just as we did on the board, we are trying to compare this content, this very content, x and y. Now we are assigning this x and y into the variable of a, and then trying to compare x is equals to y or not. That's what we are doing. So another Boolean function, another Boolean integer of, let's say, b is equals to x. Oh, so let's try to see, after we are done with this, let's try to come up with a output of that system dot out dot print. We have our next line. So let's say we just have one to print a, and that's all. So if we run this program, we see the output is going to be false, definitely, because x is not equals to y. But if you change this to be 3 and then this also to be 4, dy to be 4, then you are going to have a true value of a returned answer, because is definitely to x is equals to y. So also we returned it as earlier one. So we have another boolean data types of b, which is equals to, we are assigning x is less than b. So x is less than b, and with this, sorry, x is less than y. So with this again, if we try to print out b, is going to definitely is going to be true, because x is less than y. Let's see, the first one is going to be false, the second one is going to be true. So you have seen how it works. And again, we come back again, we have another boolean data type, sorry, another boolean data types of c. So, and our c, we are assigning the value of x greater than y. So we come back to this and then try to print our c value, and then it's going to be definitely false this time around. Are you following? So I believe this is very self-explanatory, and is very necessary for you to understand this thing, because without you having a familiar of how you go about this, even you go to input output, how you've been able to manipulate with your functions and arrays, you will be wasting your times, because these are the basic things that you need to know as a programmer. So again, let's say we have another boolean of d, and then we are assigning a value of x less than or equals to what? Equals to y. Then we end the statement, we are coming back here, we print our d, and then we run it. It's going to return the value of true, because it's less than or equals to. So certainly this is going to continue to give us the answer of the previous b and c. So the same thing for boolean, of e is equals to x greater than or equals to y, then it's going to be the output we print for e. So we run it. So as you can see, this is what we have practiced on the board, and this is how we are having it. So you can go further by modifying this by including your your string functions, and say it, this is the comparative operations of a, this is comparative operation of x, using equality sign, yeah. So we now concatenate, and we have our new so our new variable printout. So if we run this, you can see, you can have, this is a comparative operation using this, but there is no space here. So whenever you want to provide space, you should put it within the string function. So, and then we have it. So you can see now it's false. So you can do for the whole of the remaining operations. This is how we now been able to achieve our relational operations, which is sometimes called as comparative operators or operations. So if in one way or the other you are asked to explain our relational operations with a practical example, it means you can be able to achieve this. Thank you for being with us. Remain blessed. The next video is going to be on logical operations. Don't be left out.